Like I'm about to get evicted and I'm waking up just completely calm. I forgot it was my birthday tomorrow. And it made me think back to 2 years ago where I was today. At this time, 26 years old, I had moved back into my mom's basement, had $200 in my bank account and $7K in debt. I was starting over from nothing. And about 6 months after that is when I gave my life to God completely, and my entire life changed within 1 month. I just moved out of my mom's basement and I didn't have the money to pay for my next month's rent. And at this point, I had never been religious in my life. I'd never gone to church. I've never picked up a Bible, literally nothing. And there was just something inside me that said, get a Bible. Don't know where it came from, but I just ordered a Bible off Amazon. And before that Bible even came in the mail, I had fully given my life to God. I had already created a relationship with him. He's there. He's only waiting for you. There's no requirements or credentials that you need to have a relationship with God. So when I fully gave my life to him, I started only following the things that I was getting told to do in my head that were coming from God. And I had to have discernment to tell what's coming from God and what is not. And the way I determined if it was from God or not during this time was these core things. Number one, does it make me feel excited? Like, yes, I really want to do that. Or does it bring me fear and anxiety? Because that's never from God. But you also have to be aware that the devil will put fear around the thing that God is telling you to do. Anxiety, doubt, things like this. And the devil does that on purpose. It's to trip you up and make you feel like, well, maybe this isn't for me, when it actually is. And you need to listen to him and let the fear and doubt go, which is what I did with TikTok Shop. Yes, I didn't know if it was going to work. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know why God was telling me to do this, but I had to listen to him and let go of all of the fear and doubt. Even when I didn't have enough money to pay for my next month's rent, I wasn't thinking about the next month's rent because I know that God will provide. And if I just follow what God tells me to do, he will bless me in ways I can't even fathom. And that's exactly what happened. I was someone who was always so anxious about money in the past. And it was so weird that suddenly all that anxiety was gone the month I couldn't pay for my rent. Like I'm about to get evicted and I'm waking up just completely calm. I'm like, any worry that I had, I just gave it to God. That's literally what I did. Every worry went away. So by following what God told me to do with TikTok Shop, I made $25,800 in 1 month. Just enough money dropped into my account so I could pay my rent on time. This is not a coincidence. This was God. He led me to all the right information that I needed to create this success for myself. Then I made $400,000 in a year posting 1 time a day or less. That means I was working 1 hour a day or less and made $400K the first month, and then year I gave my life to God. But then I realized it wasn't even about me. God told me at this point that I needed to help other women make money on TikTok Shop. So I started doing that and have changed thousands of women's lives in a year. That is the power of God. And anytime I got off track from what God was telling me to do, I would feel insane anxiety. My health would be impacted. My mental would be impacted. It's not you. It's coming from the devil. You know then, okay, I'm doing something that is giving me this anxiety. And the only way to get rid of the anxiety is by following God, what he wants you to do. You're going to feel uncomfortable and anxious until you're on the right track. And I was someone who always said I was born with anxiety because I had anxiety from the smallest years I can remember. But this is not true. That's something the devil wanted me to believe and wants you to believe too. That your anxiety is crippling and that it controls your life. No, it doesn't. I grew up with abuse, 8 years of addiction, 5 relapses. I was a dancer. I was an escort. The amount of anxiety that gives a person is unimaginable unless you've been through it. And even with all of that, I am someone who does not have anxiety today. I went through a lot to get to this point, but the answer to anxiety and depression is God. I will die on this hill. My entire life changed in a month because of God. It first changed in my mind and then it came into the physical world. I'm not someone who ever thought I would be on the internet talking about this stuff. I never grew up religious. I had none of this in my life, and I promise you this will change everything. So with my birthday being tomorrow, I think back to where I was a couple years ago compared to now, and it's a night and day difference. So I just want to say that this is all because of God, and it is all glory to God.